doing it manually. But there's probably a way to do it. I just don't know how.
Here we go. Getting going with game one. Both players have a hand that they like. I'm
updating the overlay for just a moment here if you want to call the match.
Yeah, sure. And another thing so we do see a turn 1 Falcon from Alex, but Vader does get to lead off with 2 1-drops. So Alex can kill one of them, but he's not going to be able to stop Vader from being able to make a token this turn. So that's another thing this Vader deck can do. It plays really well into Quinlan as well, where you can play 2 1-drops. It's a lot harder for Quinlan to ping, and it can get your leader online earlier. I would imagine this Falcon is just going to trade into 3 units, though, where it killed one of the 1-drops. It's probably going to kill the second 1-drop after it attacks this turn. Then it still has 1 health left to get a token. And then it'll be the absolute worst for Vader if there's something like a Han pilot to make this Falcon stick around and kill everything. But we'll have to see. I mean, this Han green deck, I like green 30 a lot more than Data Vault for Han specifically, because you have a lot of 2-card combos that you like. Even though you can still make the numbers work with turn 1 plays, I like the ability to make it easier to get your Falcons and your Chewies and things like that. And also with Resupply being your only ramp spell, it makes it a lot harder to go into 33 health. We see another 1-drop from Vader here. So really low to the ground hand. We've seen Vader so far play 3 1-drops. Oh, and the blue leader coming in. So Alex really having a hand here to control space down. This is not what Vader wanted to see. Oh, he doesn't even make the token. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Vader...
I guess the tempo and keeping, initiative is more important to him. And, this is a good start for Han. I can't imagine that Alex is sad about having 2 space units into a deck that really needs space. In most cases, to do well. Now, sometimes what you do, vehicle rush on ground, which eventually can go. Viktor leader
blank. So this is not a start where I would say is worthy of not making a token last turn. There is the Han pilot. So this game is looking pretty over. We talked. There were a lot of ifs that if Alex had A, B, C, and D, then or any 1 or 2 of those things, and he kind of has all 4 of them. We had the turn 1 Falcon. He had the blue leader to ambush clean up. He has the Han pilot now as well to help Falcon clear things in space. So this is looking pretty rough. I would imagine now he can start turning the corner, but he's still probably going to keep space clear so that Vader can't have an easy flip into space next turn. But yeah, looking really good for Alex here in game 1.
Yep, so he outmaneuvers the space arena. I don't think that's probably
not what Vader wants to do.
That's not what he was expecting that card to do.
That is not what the card is in the deck for, but it still does its job here. It makes it so that Alex doesn't get damage on base this turn from those units. So,
shout out to our friends at the Outmaneuver podcast, J-Rod, Dudeness, Faith, those guys. Actually, we might have them pop on there, but they have a podcast named after that particular card. When it works, it can be a lot of value. I mean, it saved 6 damage there. It's not bad for 3.
8 damage, I believe.
8 damage.
Pilot on the
forgot
Falcon.
about the pilot on the Falcon. But no. The start is less than ideal for Jason. Piloting Yellow Vader into a Han green deck. He finds a Viktor 2 on the ground. Viktor 2 is my favorite villain green pilot. I like it more than Viktor 3.
He's much worse when he's just walking around, though.
Yeah. Well, he's the 3-2. He hits as hard as Sabine.
And I mean, for now, when he's when you had 2 resources left anyway, it's just an efficient play. It's fine.
Yep. And no, this is not
Alex
the same
still going full
Vader
trade mode.
yellow.
Interesting.
Both of these players are undefeated, 5-0, going into round 6 of the 580 I think it was 582 player.
Yeah, 582. So yeah, at the time we saw the last Vader Yellow on stream, there were 2 undefeated. That one lost. This is now the remaining undefeated Vader Yellow pilot. Yeah, it looks like we're just going to game 2, which I agree with. You're an aggro deck with 1 damage on base, and they have a massive board. Just you got 3 games here. Go to the next ones.
Yep. So, we're gonna update that. Han is up for 1-0. Alex, I don't think I've met him in person, but I know him from KTOD community. Very, very accomplished Star Wars Unlimited player.
I've met him in person several times. I really like Alex. He's a cool guy. It's actually funny. I met him online through a different username, playing a different card game, because Alex and Tada, both from KTOD, are the kind of guys that can just go from game to game and be one of the best players in whatever game they play. And so I played a different game that Alex actually helped create and work on as a game designer, and met him in like Discord stuff through there. And I didn't even realize until I met him in person in Atlanta, and we were just talking that, oh wait, you're this username that we've interacted before. It was just kind of funny.
Yeah. Miranda, there's 8 rounds of Swiss today, and then they're going to cut to top 64, I believe, and then there are 4 rounds of Swiss tomorrow where it will cut to top 8 single elimination bracket, and that will determine the winner of the Richmond Sector Qualifier. We will have every round here.
So for anyone that didn't see the changes that Ron has posted in a few Discords, so the Denver sector and the first ones in Europe were all 9 rounds of Swiss day 1, and then a varying number of rounds of Swiss in day 2. So what they changed it to is every sector and regional has a day 2 of 4 rounds of Swiss cut to top 8. And then they either have 8 or 9 rounds of Swiss in day 1, depending on attendance. And there are certain numbers. I believe under a 650 person cap is 8 rounds of Swiss on day 1, and over 650 is 9 rounds of Swiss on day 1. We're at 582 here, so 8 rounds of Swiss day 1. And then Alex got game 1 on Han Green.
Yep. And Alex is using Metal Fab dice on stream with permission. They do look very nice on stream. And shout out to the guys at Metal Fab.
They do.
They actually provided a bunch of tokens when we had the emergency situation in Denver, where it's all hands on deck. So we appreciate that, and they make some good stuff. They're really kind of nice tokens to handle for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited they're getting involved in the community too. They're sponsoring KTOD. It's really cool to see sponsors like that getting involved with SWU and with SWU teams.
Yeah. Mike LeClain in the chat says, "Please nerf Echo Base." I mean, really, it is kind of overpowered. I think they're going to have to do something.
If you ban Echo Base, does Command Center become the default number 1? I've been a Maz Kanata's Castle kind of guy personally.
I don't see how Han Solo's on Command Center. I mean, you're talking heresy over there, Jeff.
Well, it doesn't have, not just for Han, for anything.
I don't know.
I always had my Palpatine in Command Center when I was playing Palp Green, for example, because that was just thematic. But the main reason I always play my Han Solo with Maz Kanata's Castle as a base is so that I can name my deck Han in the High Castle.
So both players are 5-0. I mean, if we get to the point, and when we get to the point that we're not showing undefeated matches, we will let you know. But this is a 582 player event, so I mean, we're gonna probably stick with the undefeateds until we get close to intentional draw time, where we need to make sure to find people that are playing for something. Right. Yeah, no, the last round you do not want people that are already in, there. But
yeah,
it's been tight play. Been a lot of good matches today. This is actually the second Vader Yellow that we saw on stream. I like that. Who in the chat said, "Why is he on Mos Eisley? Vader hates sand." That's a good one. If you look at the overlay here, it has the Mos Eisley, which was the Sue DB card on the day that we had set 1 relief. It has my thumb in it, because one thing I do is I take pictures of the cards that we get. So I've kept that because it was amusing when I put that up for my deck. I played a Mos Eisley deck, and then somebody mentioned the thumb on screen, and I'm like, that's actually my thumb from when I took the picture and sent it to Parker. But
yeah,
Parker, Nerd Parker, does a lot for the community and is actually the administrator of SWODB. So I don't think people know that. He does that all in his spare time, and pays all the costs and stuff. So if you appreciate the ability to deck build on SWODB, shout out to Parker. If the thing doesn't save for a day, I mean, give the guy a little grace. I mean, it's extremely reliable. All right. So
Vader with a much better start here in game 2.
Yeah. This is what Vader wants to see. So now the tie is
Alex had the resupply turn 1, which is what Han usually wants to do, but Vader again had 2 1-drops and then into Viktor leader on turn 2.
Yep.
So Alex played what I believe is the new Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
But it just gets taken out because with the token unit, the 2/1 has raid 1 up to 3, and then with the Viktor leader, it has 4 power. So 1-drop trading for the Millennium Falcon. And Alex has no board presence going into what could be his flip turn, Vader's 4 resource turn. So he needs to find something fast to stop this snowball.
Yeah. So this is what Vader Belos tries to get to. So that Falcon is going to come down. That's a 3/4 that comes into ready. It can't be killed on action. With 1 action on board. So he would need to play another kind of a card.
I think he's just going to go to base, make sure to get his Vader trigger. And what Han might want to... and this is where if we see a Han activation into a Han pilot...
And that's...
Oh, sorry, he was already at 5. At 5. So so he Han pilots to kill the Viktor leader, because he resupplied on turn 1.
Yep. So
it's hard to see with the white sleeves how many resources are up, but he started the turn with 5 because he resupplied on turn 1. Like I'd already said, this could be the Han flip turn. So yeah, Alex with the the Falcon into Han to clear the Viktor leader helps. And now he's going to be able to start taking out the units. The question is it too late? What other gas does Jason have in the tank? Yeah. That's some gas.
Yep, so that is the ship that has +1/+1 for every space unit that's out there.
Yes.
Alex stayed in the game, I think, that turn by playing the Falcon into Han. But for that, I mean, this would be a very, very dire situation to where, Alex might really concede.
Absolutely.
But really the Han Solo pilot, I mean, I was kind of ribbing Ryan before when we were doing that interview. But Han Solo pilot is excellent value. It's a 2-cost upgrade that adds 2 3-tier ship, and if it's a Falcon, gives first strike essentially, and that's
it gives first strike for that 1 attack. So when you play Han on any vehicle, you get to attack with it in the same action, and if that vehicle is Falcon, it deals its damage first. But it's only for that attack that it gets the first strike if we're using magic terminology.
Yep, and the Falcon attacks base, putting 5 damage on base. The Falcon actually couldn't kill the clone cohort carrier. I'm trying to remember the exact name of that card.
Something like that.
I mean, you see it in Vader decks. I mean, it's actually it's a neutral card, but it does very well in Vader. With this Clone Combat Squadron is the name of the card. I'll throw that right up there. But it is a 3/3 in space for 4 that gets +1/+1 for each other friendly space unit. So currently there are 3 space units there. The
4 now.
4 now.
Yeah, I figured
so now it's hitting for 8.
So Alex had to pay for his Falcon last turn, so he had to Han activate to go to 7 total, 6 ready, and then flip an attack to U-Wing. But this is going to be a big point of the game. Alex is not playing what we call the casino version, so he's not going to have the Luke Skywalkers to get. I don't think he's on Bright Hopes. I haven't seen his KTOD publishes all their lists, so I'm only talking about things that they've published. I haven't seen in his latest published list. I don't think he was on Bright Hopes at the time. I'm not sure if he is now.
Yep.
They would
so
obviously
he's considering
okay
his
here,
U-Wing
but it would just be a
cards.
speed bump.
What will Alex bring out? So whenever you play a card like U-Wing, you have different decision points. I mean, any Space Sentinel would be great for him right now. I mean, you really want to try to avoid the damage coming in from the Clone Combat Squadron. It's going to
Yeah, I don't think he has any Space Sentinels, so he goes
that's
Blue Leader and a Luke. Oh, is that a Poe? Yeah, that is a Poe. You're right, that is definitely a Poe.
Oh,
so I was going to say it would be interesting if you got something like an Infus Nest
I think I know what's going to happen here. So you're going to see a pretty interesting rules interaction. The X-Wing is token. He actually is able to attach Poe to the blue leader, allowing it to hit for 5, and he's then able to ambush. So, without giving away too much, my Han 2 Data Vault deck, plays a lot of Poe. Poe unit is way better in practice than I thought he was, post-release. And I think you saw Alex using it very, very well for this Han Green deck.
Yeah.
All right, but...
Yeah, notably, you don't have to pilot the token that Poe makes. You can pilot any ship that doesn't have a pilot when you play that Poe.
Right. So, like on turn 2 with Han 2, you can actually put him on black 1 and actually make a token, and it only costs 3, if you use the Han action.
Oh,
so that's...
GandorK is saying we're wrong. I thought he could choose the order of the wind blades, but Oh, that's right. They changed the way those work with wind blades coming. So you have to fully resolve each wind blade at a time.
Okay.
When you get cards off U-Wing, you can't mix and match like that, basically.
Well, and that's why we have a GandorK here. We'll actually see if we can get him to explain that, maybe between rounds, to everybody, particularly if it's a rule change.
Yeah, it was new, I believe, for this set.
Either way, he used it to kill a TIE.
I don't think it impacted the board state, but it is still incorrect and should be at least... Yeah, so I think it actually doesn't change anything because the blue leader the unit the blue leader killed still would have been killed without killing the blue leader back.
Right, yeah.
No, because exactly he just ambushed a 2-1.
Right.
So it doesn't change anything, but it could in the future, so we need to make sure that the interaction doesn't happen that way again.
Yeah, let me actually read the chat. Okay, so the when played would have to...
Yeah, so basically you have to fully resolve each when played for each unit separately.
Yeah.
Cunning here for 6 from the Vader deck. That is interesting. So we see a tap buff. Alex is not in good shape here.
No, absolutely. Vader's in good shape, has not deployed.
Yeah.
There is 18 damage. And we're looking at what, the cards are going through. Cunning actually comes out of the Han deck for 6, which is able to...
Cunning responded with a Cunning.
And he actually picked up and shuffled his cards, too. So I'm thinking one of the players conceded is what happened, with what's going on.
It seems like it.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody conceded, I mean, you would think it would be the Han player, Alex, because it was there. So it looks like we're going to get a game 3 on the feature table. So great. All right, so players are talking. Jason has his cards picked up, so, I mean, unless something's very weird, I would expect that means that one of the players scooped, and between the two, it would make more sense that Alex would do it at that particular junction of the game.
Yeah, also, if Vader scooped, you would just be D-sideboarding.
Right. And it's entirely possible that they're going to be just kind of talking through the kind of complicated action, there. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, so with Poe and the blue leader, I mean, given what he did, I mean, it really doesn't matter, right? Because the blue leader's ambush could kill the TIE fighter and then Poe could attach after. I mean, I'm not even sure that it was relevant. But I think we're going to game 3 of round 6. Both players undefeated. Alex Blandon, piloting Han Green, is looking across from Jason, an undefeated Vader Yellow player. Each have taken a game, and we're going to go for all the marbles now.
Yeah, they're probably discussing the U-wing. I messaged one of the judges about it. We don't have like direct lines to them. We're just in Discord, so
and listen, I mean, for this, it actually just doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, it's one of the things for me. It did matter for this game, but I could see how it could matter.
Yeah, what I'm much more used to doing the thing where you like play a unit and then you pull it up with Bright Hope to draw a card, and I'm fairly confident that works. Yeah. So the time
that works because you have to resolve all the when played separately. Like, you can just play the other unit first.
Yeah, but the nested actions you have to fully resolve the when played of each card as they go, and we will try to get GandorK to explain. Actually, Nick GandorK from Artifcery is going to be calling one of the matches coming up, and you will be able to quiz him as much as you like about complicated rules interactions. And we kind of have him on deck as a Mike Pereira or whatever his name is from Fox.
Yeah, the NFL officiating rules analyst.
Yeah, if I don't pretend to be a judge, I'm a player, and oftentimes, my answer to things is because GandorK said so. Because if I know how the card works, that's what I care about. So I appreciate a lot of what he does to actually kind of keep the community in line with the calls. So we have Kajimi Patrollers coming down at the beginning of Game 3 for Jason, which is 1/1 that creates a token. And
also just for people, and I know the discussion is still ongoing in chat, I don't like to ever use this word, but I would guarantee that Alex did not maliciously and knowingly break the rules.
No way.
It's just one of those weird things. It didn't impact that game at all, but still, I will throw down the guarantee word that it was an incidental if the mistake happened. He might have just said ambush and then put Poe on it too. We couldn't hear them, but either way,
I don't even think it was, because the Poe can attach to the blue leader. It's just before or after the ambush.
Yeah, it just can attach before ambush, which wasn't relevant in that scenario. But anyway, on to this game. It's
an interesting interaction, but I don't think that's relevant. Yeah. Alex plays a Sanctioner shuttle, and I think that's a good play. Even when it doesn't have coordinate, even when it doesn't capture against a Vader Yellow, you're really just trying to defend that space arena from.
You can kill 1/1s, you can kill the 2/1s. Yeah. I'm interested here if he goes to kill a token to keep his unit alive, or if he kills the non-token unit that would allow Vader to make another token in trade.
Yep, and the chat is actually having multiple people also, vote for Alex's.
He's a good guy. I got to know him really well. Really well relatively, and over like a couple of weekends at both the Bothan Invitational and at SCG Atlanta. He's a good dude.
He's also a very good player, and what he did there.
Oh, amazing player. You can't make a list of the top SWU players in the world without putting him in it.
Yep. And
you can't make an accurate list.
Yep,
you can make whatever list you want.
So he attacked into the one non-token unit that Vader had, and was able to do that, and that prevents a token probably this turn, unless Vader has an ambush unit. He plays Chewbacca into the ground arena, not just a pilot.
I think that is actually a stolen AT hauler. It's hard for us to see on the Okay. It's hard for me to see with the glare.
It is stolen AT holder.
But yeah, so it's the 4/5 that when it dies, the other person can play it.
And I'll put that up as the feature
Oh wow,
card.
the stream quality is actually much higher than what we're casting off of. So yeah, when I glance over the stream, it's definitely stolen AT hauler. But yeah, there's the Sanctioner shuttle to capture the stolen AT hauler.
Yep. Now,
I mean, Vader's doing Vader things again. We've got to see what Alex has to try to deal with this overwhelming space presence. They're all small units, but one Viktor leader, one of the clone cohorts, it can easily get out of control. And also, you don't want Vader to have a lot of options for what to flip onto.
All right, so Alex is playing one of the most versatile cards in the game, Kira. We'll see. We don't have table audio directly, but
I'm pretty sure he's going to name them spaceships right there.
Yeah, it surprised me if he named something other
one.
than, Clone Combat Squadron. Oh,
yeah.
They pointed at Cad Bane. So it probably was a Cad Bane call.
That must mean that he has some other answer for the Clone Squadron. I'm not sure what he would have for it, but
yeah, we'll see. We'll see as this match unfolds. So the Sanctioner Cup shuttle comes into 2, putting Alex's base to 7.
Another cards in hand now, so he's going to flip on. I would imagine he has a blaster in the resource row, so we can flip Han, attack with Han, and then put a blaster on Chewie to attack in for another 12 damage this turn.
Yeah, in the chat they're saying love Kira. Yeah, Kira is Bay. This is actually what I usually say, is for Quinlan.
Yeah.
Great card. I mean, all sorts of games, it's Kira that ultimately is what buys you the space you need or the tempo you need, depending on how you want to phrase things, to survive long enough to win. So, and I think it's a great design card. I mean, well done, throughout. Doesn't feel too strong, but very, very good. All right.
Oh, Chewie's only 4 attack base, so it's 11 total this turn. Yeah.
Yep, it's 11 on each base, I believe.
Okay, yeah, and then he did point at the clones because they didn't get played.
Yeah,
I was trying to, if he didn't name them, he would have a reason for it that I was trying to figure out on the fly.
I was surprised
he
too,
did name the clones.
I was expecting the Clone Combat Squadron to be called because that Clone Combat Squadron would be hitting for 8 right now.
That would be a beast.
And it's not unique either.
Yeah.
So, let me throw that one back up again. This is a battle of arenas. We have 18 damage on Vader's base.
Could come in clutch.
The only thing scarier than a Wookiee,
as who and devs intended.
Yeah, the only thing scarier than a Wookiee is a Wookiee with a gun. So that's what's happening there.
Yeah.
All right. A tie comes in, taking Han to 13.
So I would imagine this is just so he can make another token and then flip. But I think it's going to come down more to action economy than it is to the 1 extra damage. Because he's going to be dead pretty quick to this Chewie plus Han.
Everybody's got a gun.
And by pretty quick, I mean potentially this turn.
Everybody's got a hot shot. Not Kira yet.
So even if he has Surprise Strike is 1 short, right? It looks like he's on
24 right now, so Surprise Strike would be...
Is he on 24, or is he... Oh, my video just stopped.
Okay, so one thing that could be happening, I do not know as it sits, but the judge staff of SCG wanted to stop the video anytime there's a judge call happening, so it very well could be that. It just went black. If it's a technical thing, it's a technical thing. We'll see. But I'm going to say that, given how sudden that was...
I think they're talking about the play from Game 2 with the U-Wing.
Oh. Well, they might have moved past it. So.
They might be.
But yeah, they wanted to put the video down when there was a judge call, happening. So that's SCG policy, so that's what we're doing. So we're during round 6 right now, which each player has won one game. Jeff, what do you think about the match so far?
I think it's really good. I think in both the matches, even though we saw the other one, the Vader deck lose, I've been surprised by the resilience of this Vader deck. And we saw the same thing here. I mean, game 1, Alex had exactly everything he needed, and it went incredibly well for him. But it's if you stumble just a little bit, then it can start to get out of control. So yeah, and I think we saw that in both games 2 and 3. Looks like our camera feed's back.
Yep. So and that's exactly what that was, because there's no loss of quality or anything. I mean, the SCG folks turn off the camera and they're making a judge call, so somebody was talking to a judge. We have now
so Vader flipping onto the Sanctioner shuttle, but
yep. Well,
27 on base. So any attack next turn is lethal. So you would assume Alex is going to claim here, and Vader has to kill him this turn. Can Jason get enough damage in?
Yep, so he needs to do 17. Vader represents 7.
He's got 10 on board right now.
Right, so
he needs to find 7 damage. So even 2 surprise strikes doesn't do it.
Yeah, and Barrage doesn't do it either. So...
Yeah, could be a Viktor pilot plus 2 surprise strikes. Obviously 3 surprise strikes, but now we're getting into the realms of, we'll call it mathematical improbability.
I don't know whether Alex should have another resource or not. It's very difficult. I think actually...
I don't either. I think that...
What happened is check, right? So, I mean, if you watch...
Yeah.
There's a video by Bobbysapphire earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact... I think that Jason claimed...
The game was over that turn either way. So I think that's why it didn't... He knew it didn't matter, and he was also probably still thinking about the judge call that had just happened. So
Yep. So very, very good. So Alex prevails and goes to an undefeated 6-0, living up to his reputation as a great player. One of the members of the KTOD competitive team. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll see if we can get another match. Otherwise, we'll have an interview for you. And I think actually that might be possible. So we'll be back with round 7 eventually, and hopefully something in between on our coverage of the Richmond Sector Qualifier.